Oh boy, that's a big Frogo. Welcome back, fellow cardboarders, to another installment of Think Outside the Deck Box, where we're gonna look at how to build a nice and fun mono black budget deck with Yargle, Glutton of Urborg. 4/5, you get a 9/3 Frog Spirit. That's it. But don't be fooled, this guy can kill people so fast and unexpectedly. So let's look at what this deck consists of. We have a land pile, which we're going to look at the end, a equipment pile and boost pile, a comparatively big protection pile, a ramp, removal and card draw pile, and this entire deck costs around $3. Currently on Card Market, if you ignore language and condition and also shipping. But then again, why spend 50, 60, $100 for a entire deck that is a pre-con when you can build a pretty strong bracket 1 deck that could easily beat a bracket 3 deck? Now let's look at the equipment pile and boost pile first. The idea is you have your Yargle out and you want to get him out as fast as possible, turn 3 or 4, and then equip him with big equipments. Obviously he does not have any effect besides being really big. You want to have trample on him. And there's a cheap equipment which can be equipped for quite cheap. Keep in mind, only at sorcery speed. Most of them you cannot use at instant speed and swap around, though we play like 5 creatures or so in total. This gives trample and boosts our commander even further. So now he's a 12/3 and only 2 hits, and your opponent dies of 21 commander damage, which is the limit. If you deal more, then they're dead anyways. Next up, Haunted Cloak. More trample, but also haste, vigilance, so he doesn't get tapped when he attacks, can also block. And haste because he comes in, equip it right away and start beating. Hero's Heirloom for 2. It boosts, and as long as it's legendary, it has trample and haste. Can't say much more, great equipment. Battle Horns are nice since it gives trample and also allows only 1 creature to block from now on. And that can be quite devastating with trample. How big is the blocker, you know? Like, if he's at 9, like, there will be damage going through. You have to take in account that he only has a 3 toughness, so always keep that in mind. But as long as you're able to boost also its butt, why would you be scared? And this is such a great inclusion in here. We play a couple of evasion cards that give flying, for example. So Wings of Hubris, as long as it's equipped, the creature has flying, and even you can sack it and sack the creature later on to be unblockable and just straight out probably kill the last player if you're able to with that attack. Cloak of the Bat, flying, haste, all good stuff. Fleet Feather Sandals, flying, haste. They are the same equipment, different names. Okay. Cobbled Wings give flying, equip 1. Cliff Haven Kite Sail gives flying, and when it enters you attach it right away, so you cast your commander before this equipment, so you can equip for free. Executioner's Hood does not give flying, but Intimidate, and now your commander can only be blocked by artifact and black creatures, so all the non-black and non-artifact playing decks have a problem of even blocking your commander now. We have some magnet equipments here. The Stormrider rig equips itself for free. We also play the Blade in a sec. Fire Shrieker gives double strike, so now your commander hits for 18. Has first strike included in the double strike, so yeah, keep that in mind. There is a Hero's Blade. So both of these equip themselves automatically. You don't have to pay anything and boost your commander already quite far. Grafted Wargear equips itself for 0, kind of also a magnet equipment, but if it's unattached, you sacrifice the permanent. We just don't unattach, right? Just boost our commander and start beating. Then Cranial Plating. This will boost our commander quite far, probably at a 1-hit people die range, because we're playing like, let's say like 20-25 artifacts in the entire deck. And this can also equip at instant speed if need be to another creature maybe. Keep that in mind. Very strong equipment in such a deck. A Quarter's Shield gives our commander a bigger butt and vigilance. A relatively cheap equipping is a little more expensive. We have Gold Vein Pick, which you could also count towards the ramp category, since whenever our commander deals damage, we create a treasure token. This gives haste to our commander. As long as he's out before, we can just tap him and give our commander haste. This will also boost our commander, giving it menace and death touch as long as he's out. Now some more surprising cards. We have Unexpected Fangs, unexpected, right? And for 2 mana, you boost your commander forever, so now he's a 10-4 forever since it's a counter, and you give it a lifelink counter. And that's why I also put out here these 2 counters. You could use them as punch outs and take out the respective counter that you need and put it onto your commander. But what I actually like to do is to take a die, any one, and put a 1 here on the side, so you know he has lifelink from now on and he has 1 of those. You could also go as far as take another die and say how many +1/+1 counters he has, and you put this to the side so people know how many there are. You don't have to put all of this on your commander and worry that you might bump it or anything. And it's also not that flimsy to have all of these little counters flying around and you might lose one. So that is my tip to you if you're playing a counter heavy deck. Use these punch outs, but put dice on them instead of punching them out. And I think there are 2 or 3 more of these counter cards. Next up, Grotesque Mutation gives lifelink and boosts even further, but until end of turn both. I just found it nice to give it a big boost, going up to 12. Even if you deal damage to a creature only, you get 12 life back, right? So this deck does not have a big defense, except if he has Vigilance, and therefore you might get some damage throughout the turns from your opponents, and now you can get some life back unexpectedly. Howl from Beyond. This can unexpectedly just kill a player. Now they always have to block Yargle, knowing that you have this card in your deck and you can just boost with your entire mana and probably kill someone. And then we move into the ramp pile. By the way, if you're wondering, we built this deck during a 3-hour 3 decks building marathon, and I changed the one or the other card, swapped them out to really give this deck a nice finish and have enough ramp removal and card draw. So if you're wondering why there are some cards that you haven't seen in the live stream, that is why. And it was a fun live stream. Besides the internet problems that I had in between, that's why there are 4 parts. I had to start the stream 4 times till I found the actual problem. Now, Charcoal Diamond, 2 mana ramp card, gets you 1 turn faster to your Yargle. Leaden Myrrh, same here, but also can be equipped and can be a nice blocker if you want to. Foundry Inspector reduces all the mana costs of all the equipments that we saw before. Commander Sphere can also later draw your card if you need to. Darksteel Ingot, Indestructible Artifact, great. Unstable Obelisk can destroy any permanent if someone like enchants your commander so it can't attack. Now you can use this to get rid of that. Spectral Searchlight can be used politically to give out some mana, but most of the time you will use it on yourself. Sisay's Ring to get 2 mana, and Geode Golem will actually cast your commander for free out of the command zone when it deals damage. It has trample, and we have some evasion here, so you could also give it flying or intimidate if you wanted to, and get your Yargle out if you currently don't have the funds mana to pay for him or his commander attacks. Executioner's Capsule. Now we go into the removal category. For 2, you destroy a non-black creature. Universal Solvent also destroys a permanent, similar to the Obelisk that you saw a second earlier here, but this one produces mana. Then we have a Doomblade, destroys a non-black creature. Reef Soul destroys a creature that is really tiny. Cast Down destroys a non-legendary creature at instant speed, great. Murder destroys a creature. Murderous Cut destroys a creature, but it has Delve, so most of the time this will just cost you 1 black mana if you exile a couple of cards from your graveyard. Blood Curdle is another one that gives you a menace counter, and now your commander is even harder to block, and additionally destroys a creature. 2 board wipes we play, Drown in Sorrow and Feast of Succession. Both of them give all creatures -2/-2 or -4/-4 respectively. This even gives you the Monarch, and now you have some card draw going, and this lets you scry a card if you want to filter the top deck card. Now lastly, and I hope you enjoyed this video, this just shows that you can, with a small budget, still build a strong deck, and that I really like. So if you enjoy nice budget decks, do consider subscribing to this channel and supporting it by watching another video after this one. And keep in mind, the thumbnail tells it all. $1 sign means below 20 bucks for each of the decks, and therefore less, much less than a commander deck that you would buy. Sign in Blood. you draw 2 cards, or any player draws 2 cards and they lose 2 life. You could also try to kill a player with that one, but in 99% of cases this will not happen. Armilliar Sphere will get you 2 basic lands into your hand. Foreboding Fruit will also draw 2 cards and let you lose 2 life, or whoever draws. You can also do that to a player as well. And if you spend only black mana on this one, you also create a food token, so that's a nice upside. Blood Pact, again, a player draws 2 and they lose 2, and again, sorcery speed though, but why not? Funeral Rites now, only you draw 2, lose 2, and then mill 2 cards, so you throw 2 cards from your library onto your graveyard. Fortitious Find gives you one of your equipments back and one of your creatures. If your commander stays in the graveyard, if you choose to have it stay there, you could also give your commander back. Maybe the Geode Golem died and you want to have him back, and another artifact. So yeah, this is a nice versatile card and gives you the 2 best cards from your graveyard, one of them artifact and one of them creature. Bitter Revelation lets you look at the top 4 cards, take 2, lose 2, and put the rest in the graveyard. Mask of Memory is a equipment that lets you draw 2 cards and then discard 1 card when you deal at least 1 damage to them. Rogue's Gloves also lets you draw a card whenever you deal damage to an opponent. This is a nice political card. I just thought, we're playing an aggro deck, we just want to hit people, or Voltron deck. Why not equip the Howling Golem or get some politics going and have everyone have something and everyone draws cards. Greed, you now can pay life. We have lifelink in this deck several times to draw a couple of cards, so life is a currency, keep that in mind. And lastly, the Thorn of the Black Rose to give you Monarch again to draw a couple of cards throughout the turn. Now lastly, the lands. There are some nice utility lands here, like the Rogue's Passage that makes your commander unblockable just for 5 mana, so 4 and tapping this one. So that's a nice upside. We have Opal Palace, which will boost your commander throughout the game for each time that he has been cast from the command zone. Temple of the False Guard, just to ramp ahead 1 mana further. Ash Barrens to get you a swamp and thin out your deck. Thin out your deck and thin out your deck. And now I want to hear from you. Which budget cards would you have included in this deck? Let us know in the comments. So the person who will get this deck as a Christmas present, a friend who will gift to another friend who are all new to this game, might want to read the comments and see how they could upgrade this deck if they wanted to. So let them know. Keep it budget. Let's say all cards less than $1. Now stay positive, keep on hopping, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.